I'm Christina Madden. I'm the location coordinator for Wreaths Across America in Hudson, New Hampshire cemeteries. We're standing in what was once the town common. This was Hudson Center. It extended pretty much from where the church is over there all the way to the end of the old Center Cemetery there. So originally this was called the Center Cemetery because it was in the town center, but now we call it Old Center Cemetery. This is the Minuteman marker, which was erected to honor the 65 men who, under the command of Captain Samuel Greeley, set off towards Lexington and Concord when the British had marched there. They didn't get too far until a courier stopped them and said, "Oh, the British have retreated and you don't need to report." They marched back. Many of the men in that contingent did join the Colonial Army and fought at Bunker Hill, and there are many Bunker Hill veterans buried behind me in the Old Center Cemetery. This is also the VFW marker with the flagpole for veterans in Hudson. This is Old Center Cemetery. It's nicely maintained by the town. There's some very old stones in here. Many are being reclaimed by the ground below them. But there are 16 veterans located in this cemetery that we know of. The majority of them are Revolutionary War veterans. Several fought at Bunker Hill and were wounded. So let's take a look at some of the more interesting graves we have here. This is the grave of Richard Cutter. He is a Bunker Hill veteran, fought at Bunker Hill. According to the records, he served for his son Seth, who apparently served for 9 months at some point, but I have no idea where Seth is buried. Richard was only served for 1 month, and he was wounded and then came back, which could account for his 1 month service. But he is a Bunker Hill veteran along with several others that are buried here. This is the grave, I believe, of Nathaniel Hazelton. He has a marker. You'll notice a lot of these Revolutionary War veterans in here have markers from the Matthew Thornton chapter of the DAR. This is an example of what happens to a lot of these old stones. They get moss growing on them. It's very hard to read, but I think this is Nathaniel Hazelton. I'll have to come back with some. There is some cleaning materials that you can use that won't damage the stone, but will remove that moss and stuff that's growing on there. I have one of my Wreaths Across America volunteers who comes periodically and does clean a lot of these veterans' grave markers. This is a broken headstone. This happened frequently in these, especially in these older cemeteries. I'm thinking that this is a Barrett, a Barrett, and I'm thinking that this is Captain Joel Barrett. Unfortunately, the part with his name came off. This is a nice, I guess that's marble. I don't know, granite. Nice stone. Unfortunately, lost the top. Now, the confusion with Joel Barrett is that there's also a stone over in Sunnyside Cemetery that we unearthed that's laying flat, apparently had broken off, and that one appears to be Joel Barrett. So we're working on clearing up the Joel Barrett confusion. But right now, I'm assuming this is Joel Barrett, so he gets a flag and a wreath. We'll see what happens when we finally clear up his location of his burial. This is the final resting place of Lieutenant Noyes Tenney. He's buried in the Dr. Paul Tenney tomb. The Tenneys had a nice house right back that way, and this is where the Tenneys were buried. We never are able to put the flag right in front of the tomb because this area has all brick pavers here. It must have been very nice at one point in time, but right now, so we always put his flag over there in the wall where it doesn't get dislodged.